So guys, I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Can you let me know what you think about that lesson on the put it in the chat, and then I'm putting the link down here now for our live. Coming live now, and we're doing something differently this morning. So come on to live. Oh, please do not scan that QR code. That QR code is not the right thing to scan. We are down. See the live. As soon as you with me live, please put something in the comments there. Let me see that you're there. I want to see everybody converge there, be there. And then my eyes on the chats box, and then just to ensure that we're all together. Good morning, Promise Damilola. How are you doing? You're welcome to this live. Live lesson. I'm going to considering some of the questions that I raised in the initial part of the lesson. So raise up, put in more questions, and I'm opening up the questions. I'm waiting for more people to join. Thank you. Good morning, Blossom. Morning. Okay. So just to let you guys know, the form will be closing now for this class. I think I should just leave it to close itself. Don't worry about that. So going to the question and answer aspect of this. But before I dive into that aspect, that part of the question, I want to ask a question. What is the primary purpose of copy editing? Can you put it in the chat? What is the primary purpose of copy editing? What is the primary purpose of copy editing? What is the primary purpose of copy editing? Okay, it's time for you to put something down in your notes. What is the primary purpose of copy editing? All right, so the question remains, what is the primary purpose of post photo? Okay. So the primary purpose of cover is to ensure a clear and concise work. Concise work. The primary purpose of editing is to establish trust with the public. Yes. The primary purpose of copy editing is to ensure clarity, conciseness, and to ensure that your factual accuracy. Who can remember the four C's? The four C's of copy editing. If you can remember the four C's of copy editing, you want to put in the chat. No one? No one? Okay. Clarity, yes. We got clarity. Oh, four C's I've forgotten. No, don't worry. You can still remember. Try other. Try other. The four C's of copy editing. Clarity, conciseness, correctness, coherence. Okay, thumbs up for anyone that gets it right. Thumbs up. Vote up the person that gets it right. Vote up the person that gets it right. All right, so we'll go to the next question, which is which symbol indicates deletion? Can you just enter the symbol in the chat? Put the symbol in the chat. Put in the deletion code, the deletion sign. What is the symbol? Which symbol indicates deletion? Oh no, that is insertion. Okay, let's see how many more people. Okay. Uh, there is no particular symbol for deletion, but there is a sign for insertion. So if you are going to strike through, the arrow through is the sign for deletion. For example, I'm going to give you an instance now and I'll put it on my screen. Just a minute. So when you want to delete, let's have more responses coming in and see how far we can go. Okay. Can someone give me a sentence? Backspace or cancel? Okay, that's interesting. Can someone give me a sentence that where I can delete from? So I can just copy. So if you have a look at my screen now, that is the sign for deletion. Can you see that? It is a strike through. A strike through is the sign for deletion. Very good. Now we're getting it. A strike through is a sign for deletion. All right. So now let's go on to the next question. What type of headline is most suitable for ad news? In fact, what is ad news? Who knows? What is ad news? Who knows what ad news is and what is a sign for ad news? What is a sign for ad news? I'm expecting more responses, please. Okay, it's to break news that conveys. Okay, now the question now is what type of headline is most suitable for ad news? So what type of a straight, someone said straight headline, if you think they are making sense, thumbs them up, or support them. Breaking news, good. So we're making good progress. And then the next question I want to ask, what is the main function of a caption? What is the main function of a caption? I want you to take this in, learn from others, know what you're doing. You know, just I'm just interested in making you guys be the best. So giving you the best I can offer. So hopefully you get this right. All right, it gives content an image or photograph. Caption provides explanation accompanying a photograph or graphics to give little details about context. Yes, captions helps give details about context. It gives details about context, which is very important. It's sacrosanct. So now I'm going to go to the question session part of this lecture, and then from there I will then respond to the practical aspect of things, which is the live the live practicals, and then giving some clear instance between you and I. Then we'll be together to do great exploits. All right, so let me switch my screen to make things easy for me. Then, okay, so I've got about 98 questions on there. Please keep your questions coming. Keep your questions coming if you have them. Keep your questions coming. All right. So now I've got a few questions here. They say, what are proofreading techniques? Proofreading techniques are the strategies that you use. Would you like to see my face? Should I bring my face on? Would you like to see my face? Mhm. If you don't like to see my face, I'm not going to show my face. Okay. All right. I know. All right. I can see more responses are coming in. Waiting for them. So someone have requested for an in-depth explanation on headline. In-depth explanation on headline. Now, when you are to read anything, the first thing that you will see is the headline. Is the headline is a title. The headline is a title. Take note of that. The headline is the title. The headline is the title. The headline is the face of the article. It is the face of the article. The headline is the one that pitched the story to the audience. The headline is what helps the audience understand what you are actually communicating. So if you want to see what I'm doing, if you're on Telegram, do well to come on what do you call it now? Come on YouTube for you to see what is happening. All right. So now I'm gonna be taking some more questions here. If you want to see my face, it's on YouTube anyway. So okay. Another question says that does editing symbol does editing symbol does editing symbol this is not clear have shortcuts? Okay, there are no shortcuts. They are your normal regular punctuations. Not all are regular. For example, the correct sign is not a regular punctuation, but they help you understand the way things are. So how do we sign attendance? Attendance is already gone with the main recorded live. This is a live session. So if you didn't attend that class, Esther, sorry, I don't know what has happened to you. You only you can explain that. So the main function of caption is to support the photograph. It's meant to explain the photograph. It's meant to give us more clearer to the photograph. If you have more questions, you've got the QR code on the screen. And if you want to see, okay, I think more people want to see, put a face to it now. So let's come up with a face. Hmm. Hello, face. Yeah, that's the face. All right, face is here. Okay, now I believe you can see my face now, and then we can, sort of move on with things. All right, another question that we've got here is the difference between copy editing and editing. I think I've explained this time and time again. If my assistant who is helping with the collection of Q&A, this is a question you should include in the Q&A. So I'm aware that most of you have learned a lot, and then the difference between copy editing and editing is that editing is the senior boss. It's like the Oga level of copy editing. Copy editing, you're looking at the copy and you're sharing the copy is better. You're looking at the copy and you are trying to make it better. And I can open a sample text for you now, and then we can walk something through. Let's see sample text. I add a sample text here. Sample text new. Okay, beautiful. So mhm. All right. So I've got a sample text here now, and I'm going to share my screen in a bit. There you go. Word documents. Original review view. Track changes. I'm trying to show you the right thing. All right. So let it come. Word share. All right. Can you confirm that you can see my screen now? Now I'm sharing with you the sample text, which is we're going to sort of look at how it transforms. If, for example, a writer and author have written something and shares with you as a copy editor, it will be your job to ensure that there are no errors. That there are no errors. So if you look at what I've got on my screen now, this is what a copy editor should do. This is what a copy editor should do. And we can see right here that something is still missing in all of this. In the original, this is what it looks like. Something is missing here. And a copy editor will look at it using a Word document editor, like you have seen here. It's already suggesting that there's a spelling error. So a copy editor looks at the copy and ensure that the copy is clean. For example, changing EDR instead of federal. Click on it, it becomes federal. You see that? Now it's showing something. Let's go on to the simple markup. You see, this is what it looks like at the end of the day. Now I'm going to copy this. I'll open a fresh, I'll probably open a fresh document. Let me change that document source to a fresh document, new document. So this is a fresh document, and I'll paste it here. Okay, let's paste the very terrible one. Yeah. Let's assume that we've got this as our text. That's not coming up.
So we can't see your screen.
Yeah, if you can't see my screen, you need to be on YouTube, please. I can't share my screen on here, so you need to be on YouTube for you to be able to see. So if you want to see my screen, it's on YouTube. But if you are following as an audio audience, in fact, okay, let's everybody on here. Can we all move to YouTube? Let me end the one on Telegram, please. So all Telegram participants, please move to YouTube. Please the link, please. Thank you. All right. So right here on YouTube, we are trying to edit this very badly written work. And I've shared with you guys there's something called track changes. I'm just going to make this font bigger, make it bigger so we can all see. And probably add my face to the side. And which all right. Okay, good. So yeah, you should have that now. So now we have this. Oh. So can you still hear me? Can you confirm that you can hear me on online now at the moment? My voice is okay, my sound is okay. Good. All right, good, lovely. So we have a work to do now. We've got this. No, this is something we want to edit. This is something we want to focus on as a copy editor. I'm trying to explain the difference between a copy editor and an editor. Good. Now, yes, let's edit this. The federal government yesterday announces that there is planning to introduce blah blah blah, and then performance. The Minister of Education said the policy are focused on digital learning and the teacher training, but many school does not have computer and some teachers is not properly trained, which make the policy difficult to implement, and the students in rural area is mostly affected by these challenges. This is full of errors. So what do I want to do? I want the author to also see what I'm doing. So I need to come to review. Don't forget, step one, go to review. Step two, you go to okay. So now we've got this text. Federal government. So we'll come to review. Click on review. Then you come to this option here where it says track changes. So click it, it becomes activating. You see that something changes on your top right hand side. It changes to reviewing. If I unclick it, it changes to editing. So you want to be reviewing, not editing. A copy editor reviews. So turn it on. Now coming here, the federal. Once I put F, you see that it's correct now. Government should be in capital letter G. You see that. Yesterday announced the federal government yesterday announced that we change to R, they are planning to introduce a new education policy that will improve student performance across Nigeria. I can put this full stop and go to a new paragraph and say the minister should be in proper noun, is a title of education, said the policy focus is wrong. The policy focuses or the policies focus on or the policy is focused on. So either way, I'll say the policy focuses, or if I say policy focuses, I can say policy focuses or policies. I can as well change it to policies focus, depending if there are one policy or two policies. If you understand this, say you understand. That is clear. Are you following? Is it making sense? Say I understand. Or you type the word clear, clear, clear to show that you understand. Type the word clear if you truly understand. Good. All right. Now, the Minister of Education said the policies focus on digital learning and teacher trainings. I'll say training, not trainings. Now, that's one. I've been able to introduce, this is the beginning. I've changed, you don't need to change the color normally. This is the introduction. This is the part of it that tell us the focus. And this other part is like the third leg. I'd say, however, instead of saying but is a weak statement. I can say, however, comma, many schools, many schools, hmm, do I can say many schools lack adequate computer facilities, and some teachers is not are not properly trained, which makes this, remember we have used policies here, meaning that there's more than one policy. So it has to change to these, reflecting that there are more than one policy. These policies difficult to implement. Full stop. That is the complete thought. Now, I can then add, so, unfortunately, I can use sadly, unfortunately. Unfortunately, comma, students in rural areas or students in the rural area of the blah 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 are are the most affected by this challenge. So now this is the work of a copy editor. I want to ask you, can you look at this sentence, look for any error and spot any error? I don't know if I left any error. Yeah, let's see. Come on. No, it's not only premium word users that can do this. If you don't have premium, you can still do it. Any word, any kind of Word document can do it, actually, for as long as you're on desktop. Yes. These challenges, someone said these challenges. You see that? Affected by, correct. So Peter Miracle, that's a very wonderful pick there. These challenges, that's correct. That makes you a good editor, Peter Miracle. Well done for that. So which order? Which order? Sometimes you see your Word document underlining and suggesting Nigeria is a word, and it is correct. So who else wants to spot challenge? Any problem here? Who can spot errors? Who can spot errors? Who can spot mistakes? I'm waiting. We've got just a few minutes left, and I've just taken a few questions, but I'm not going to overdo this, and we're just going to stop on where we are. I was going to share more things. Now, I'm just going to use this. I will use this to explain headline. I will use this to explain headline. Can someone attempt to cast an headline for this? Let's all do this together. Who wants to cast an headline? Cast an headline. Write an headline for this story. Write an headline for this story, and then we'll put all of them together and we'll see how it goes. So suggest an headline. Cast an headline. Write an headline for the story below. You see that there was an error there. Write a headline should be for the story below. The first paragraph, policy. A new education policy. Okay, good. Planning to introduce new education policies. That is another error picked up. Well done, Sediko. Very well done for that. Someone said this challenge. No. All right. Give it a shot, give it a shot, give it a shot, and then I'll wrap up the session with what I was going to suggest, which is the focus of today: casting headlines, using headline to depict tones and all of those things. Okay, I'm seeing responses already. Someone say federal government decides to implement digital learning policies. And I say federal government formulates new education policies. Can someone try a question headline? Remember, I also shared with you guys how to write question headline. Attempt the different kind of headlines. I'll just go back to the slide and then you see the kind of headlines and you can apply it. We have SEO headlines too. We have SEO headlines. Take note of this. So attempt these different type of headlines. Attempt them. That's a very good example there. Peter Miracle. Will a new policy improve? Remember, we're not dealing with one policy now. Will new policies improve educational system in Nigeria? Can someone try an SEO headline? The second paragraph, teachers. Okay, let's see. The Minister of Education said the policies focus on digital learning and teachers training. Correct. Teachers training. It should be apostrophe, not teachers. Or focus on teachers training. Is this correct this way, or should they keep it like this? So who wants to attempt that? Who wants to try to correct that? All right. So we have different headlines designed for different purposes. Okay. All right. I've read enough from you all, and that's good. Federal government. Can someone write it from another angle where you can question things, when you can, you don't believe a brighter path in education sector? Precious Nwaogu. That's a very good SEO. That looks okay. That looks okay. That looks okay. That is very okay. Well done. Well done. All right. So let's put an end to this. And how do I do that? I'm going to come up with two headlines and then the corrected version of the text. Now, the federal government announced plans. You see that there's a difference between what we add. We can say the federal government has announced the federal government has okay, let's see this. The federal government has announced plans to introduce new education policies aimed at improving students' performance across Nigeria. You see this? Full stop. And then I can delete this. Now, the Minister of Education stated that the policy will focus, the policies will focus on digital learning and teacher training. I'll take away the S and then I'll add a full stop. However, I can say implementation may be challenging as many schools lack adequate computer facilities and some teachers are not properly trained or not properly, are not, let's say, sufficient, are not, some teachers are not sufficiently, that's a better word, trained, which makes, okay, we can end it there, full stop, because we've talked about implementing earlier. So I'm going to delete all of those. um oh, I stopped sharing that part of the screen. Sorry about that. Let's bring that back on. Yep, so it's back on. Sorry about that for the delay. Yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm not sufficiently trained. Then I'm going to delete all of those texts down there, so keep following. And I can say students, I may not use unfortunate, so I don't have the emotional stuff I'm framing to it, looking as if they are being victimized. Students in rural areas are expected mm, are expected to be, let's see, students in rural areas are expected to be the most are expected to be the most affected by these. You can use challenges because we've used challenges before. We can use limitations. So I hope you have been able to learn something good here. So now on the markup, you can look at what it looks like fresh by clicking on by clicking on simple markup. You can choose to see all in here in a balloon, and you can as well choose to see it um in line. You see that this looks more messier, so. And if you keep it simple, it makes you see what it looks like. If you want to see what it looks like in the original, this is where we started from. And the last bit of things, why is my face covering? Oh, it's covering. Sorry about that. So the last bit of things is that when you accept, you now get it as, let's say you are the recipient, you are the one original author, and you want to go through this. You can then start accepting. First, I'll delete that one. We don't need it. So you come here, you come to accept changes. You see that? And then I can accept, accept, accept. You see that? Then if you want to make it faster, if you have read the clean version and it looks all good, all you need to do is to, I want you to see how it looks like. You can come here and say accept all changes. Boom. And that is all about it. So this is how to do editing. I hope this helps you, and I'm wishing you the very best in all of your future endeavors. And then if there's any question to answer, please ask in the comment section now so I can pick it up. So I hope you can see it now. Oh, I see you couldn't see it for a while. Sorry about that. So do you have any questions for me? Expected. I expected to be the most affected. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Alao. I think I was able to catch that. So if you have learned something here, so can you put it in the chat what you've learned today? What you've learned today. I'll find time to give you, put something in the chat what you have learned today. Put it in the chat what you've learned today. Oh, yeah. What is the main difference between caption and headline? Well, captions are descriptive text. They describe the figures, the word, the image, the photograph. Why headlines are what you have as the header, the title of a document. For example, I'm going to pick one of the headlines that was suggested in here. I'm going to pick that Jade Shola's headline, and I'll put it on here, pasting it on there. And headline is are usually bold, the big, yeah. So new edit introduce. Now I can see as a graphic editor, I'm having a problem with this because this is initial caps, introduces new. Why is this one in capital letter? I can have this new, and then I can have if this is more than one policy. Yeah, it's more than one policy. Introduces new education. I can change this as well to FG. You must have seen things like this where they say FG. We know what FG is. This looks more apt. You understand that? I would say this is courtesy. I'll put a comment here. If you want to add a comment, this is how to add a comment. Yes, please. So take note of this. Suggestion by Jade Solar 28. So if I put is there, it goes, and then it has time stamped what I've written. It has time stamped what I've written. If I had somebody else collaborating with me, I could mention their name, their email, and then it will tag them. So this is what it looks like. I hope this helped you. All right. So if you want me to end, I need to end this now. Can you just put in the comments? I learned how to use this tracing copy editor, blah blah blah. Yeah. All right. So we'll stop here today, and when time permits, we may again meet. So guys, have a beautiful day. I'll see you in the next lecture.